I bought my first home at 23, and I really didn't expect to. The only reason that we did wind up buying is simply because the area where we were moving, the available rentals weren't in neighborhoods that really we felt safe in. So we wanted to purchase a home that I felt safe in when my husband was gone. And that's what we wound up doing, much to our surprise. And while it wound up being a good financial decision, it was a horrible process because really didn't have any preparation for what we were doing. We were just doing the next thing that we were told was a good idea. So I'd like to share with you my suggestions of what to do when buying your first home and what I would like to do different if I could do it all over again. Welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca Richardson, the mortgage mentor, and I'm here to make home buying make sense and mortgages not seem nearly as scary. Buying a home is an exciting time, but it's also a really stressful time because you don't know what you don't know. And you're really just relying on the people that you choose to surround yourself with, to have on your real estate team, your realtor, and your lender. You're hoping that they tell you the right information. While each person's process is different, I do want you to understand what you can do to avoid some common problems and have a better experience than I did. Now, where we messed up is we just went with the lender that our realtor recommended. And our realtor was fine, but honestly, the lender wasn't. So she really didn't keep us informed. He told us that we were going to have one rate, and then our paperwork had another one. And we didn't even close on time for no good reason. Because of that, you don't want to start shopping for homes before you're pre approved. We are talking about interviewing somebody who is going to be on your real estate team, the lender. And you want to make sure that you have time to see who is going to be responsive, who has experience with your loan type, who seems knowledgeable and empathetic to your specific situation. The second mistake that we made is we didn't get a home inspection. And I know that sounds crazy, but we didn't know that we needed to. We knew that we wanted the house. It had been recently built. And so it seemed like it was going to be in good condition. And unfortunately, nobody else told us that we needed to get a home inspection. And what happened though, is because we didn't have that inspection, probably about a week or two after moving in and firing up the air conditioner, it froze. We didn't know, and we didn't really have anybody to turn to other than having to call an AC company and have them come fix it, which was not money that we expected to spend. So regardless of how the house looks, I always recommend that you get a home inspection. A home inspector is going to go through the home in a very thorough way and give you a long laundry list of anything that is going on with the house. Don't let it freak you out. Just because a door might squeak a little bit or a sink might drip, that's not necessarily a big deal. When you're talking about a home, you are talking about tens of thousands of individual parts and functions and mechanics that are all working together. So it's just a report so you understand, so you are an informed buyer. Phrase caveat emptor, buyer beware, is very true. You want to make sure that you understand what it is that you're buying, not just what you see with your eyes and not just how that fits into your future home plans and dreams and all of that kind of stuff. You need to know the boring stuff too. Does the air conditioner work well? Does the heat work well? What about the heat pump? What about the roof? All of these kind of things matter because the day that you sign a contract, the condition of the home becomes yours. And you don't want to inherit somebody else's problems that you're going to have to pay for with your money. Now, it may mean when you get that home inspection that maybe there are major issues. Maybe the seller is not willing to repair them. And that might mean that, yes, you cancel the contract, which is unfortunate because it is so tough, it feels like, to get a home that you love under contract right now. But it is much better than spending tens of thousands of dollars repairing an issue that you didn't know about. Don't shop without a pre-approval. One of the very first things that you need to do is determine, are you pre-approved and what does your mortgage strategy look like? Now, I know the home is the exciting part, right? We want to walk in and we can picture ourselves being there. And frankly, all the math and the finances, it's just not as exciting. It is for me, but I understand if it isn't for you. A lot of times people rush this pre-approval process because they've already found a home that they love. And so they really don't have the time to put the thought or the preparation into making sure that they're in the best shape possible to get what they want. My recommendation is that you talk with a lender anywhere from a month to a year before you intend to buy. The reason for that is the more time that you have to prepare, the better you will understand what you're getting yourself into, what a good loan option looks like for you, and you'll just feel less stress because you don't feel like you're going into it with half the amount of information that you feel like you should have. Another problem about shopping for your home before you have a pre-approval is you might be shopping out of your budget. If you have an ideal payment in mind, what we can do together is back into the sales price that you're going to want to target. This way, you make sure that you're not underbuying or overbuying, because ultimately it's very easy to get swept up in the home buying mania, find something that you love, and really try to force it through. We're talking about probably one of the largest assets that you will own, your home, one of the largest liabilities or debt, the mortgage, and it's being done at one time together. So this isn't like buying an apartment. You don't find what you want and then figure out the financing. We need to make sure that both of those align with not just what you need right now, but what your future goals are. You can do so with really no impact to your credit because we can do what's called a soft pull. And so all that is basically doing the prep work necessary to make sure that you're in good shape to start home shopping. If you start shopping for homes before you've done all this prep work, before having good counsel by an experienced lender, you may run the risk of rushing the process. And by rushing the process, you may wind up picking a lender that's just available versus somebody that is experienced and has your best interests at heart. Because ultimately, you want somebody who is knowledgeable and experienced, because we were talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line. You deserve to work with a professional. The last thing that I want to caution you about is choosing a lender just because they have the lower rate. I have done this for many, many years, and I understand that there is a lot of math and complexity and nuance that goes into deciding what loan program is best. And it seems so much better to just push the easy button and say, let me go with the option with the lowest rate. Here's the thing. And because of all those variances and day-to-day market changes, rates and what you pay for that rate will vary, both sometimes from lender to lender and from your friend or from a coworker. Just like when you go to the doctor and you get blood work and they give you advice or a treatment plan or maybe even medicine, that is going to be based off of your individual blood work. You wouldn't expect that to be the same as your friend or your coworker. So you have to understand that the right mortgage strategy and what those terms look like are also very individualized. That lowest rate may carry higher fees that you're never going to see the benefit of because you're not going to keep the mortgage long enough to. Also, that lowest rate might just be basically to get your attention. The lender may say, we can't lock you until it's 2 weeks before closing. So that honestly, what they could do is that they could quote you any rate up front. Don't choose a lender at the time of contract. That needs to happen before in the pre-approval stage, because honestly, the best advice is priceless. Most of the time, when people choose a lender just simply based off of the lowest rate, they're making that decision either out of fear or confusion. And I want you to think about, when was the last time that you made a short-term decision that benefited you in the long term when you were in that mindset? Stay focused on what's right for you and your goals. Make sure that you are preparing for this major financial decision and taking the time to be truly informed about what you're looking to do. You deserve that. You don't have to get swept up in the market mania and put thousands of dollars at risk because you feel pressured. I really appreciate you being here. And if you have any questions, please reach out.